You're all warmly welcome to Joshua Okwuwe online maths channel. In this channel, we make mathematics so easy for everyone to understand. And today we are treating a very interesting topic. The topic that sometimes some children, some pupils find it difficult to understand. But I will assure you, if you watch this video from beginning to the end, definitely at the end of this study, at the end of this lesson today, you will be able to answer quadratic equation using one of the methods used in answering question under quadratic equation, which is factorization method. So in our class today, I'll be showing us how we can actually use factorization method to answer questions relating to quadratic equation. On the board, we have two questions. The first one here says that we should do what? We should solve this equation. Now, we're going to solve this using what factorization method. We have an equation on the board, which is x squared minus 7x plus 6 equals to 0. A quadratic equation usually has what? Two answer. It must have two answer. That means whatever you are looking for, either y must have two answer because that is the meaning of this square you are seeing here. That is the meaning of this power you are seeing here. Okay, this square means it's going to have what? Two, and that is why it is called what? A quadratic equation. If this should change to another thing, maybe like 3, definitely will not be calling this a quadratic equation again, but something else, which you stand to learn in our subsequent videos. So let's quickly solve this now. So using factorization method, what are we looking for? What are we looking for? Now our attention is on two things first for this. Since we know that the coefficient of x squared here is 1, so our attention now move from this now to these two numbers, minus 7x and 6. So you ask yourself, we ask ourselves a question. I'll ask myself, okay, I'm having 6. I'm having 6, and then I have what? Minus 7x. So I will ask myself, what two numbers? In other words, what are the factors of these 6? Two factors of these 6 that if I multiply them together, I will get what? Plus 6. And if I should subtract them or add them, I will get what? Minus 7. Of course, what comes to our mind is going to be 6 and 1. Yes, 6 and 1. Because 6 times 1 is 6. And 6 plus 1 is 7. So here comes another important thing again for us. Remember we said that you ask yourself what number will you multiply to give you this 6, and when you add them or subtract them, you get what? Minus 7. Now if I should have 6 and 1 like this, is it going to be plus or minus? If I say plus 6 minus 1, what will it give us? This will give us 5. So definitely it's not plus 6 minus 1. And then if I should say plus 6 plus 1, that will give us 7 and not minus 7. Remember we said that your answer must be what? Minus 7. So what comes to our mind? What if we change this to minus? Minus 6 minus 1. Minus 6 minus 1 is minus 7. What does it mean? Remember in our previous class, I explained the meaning of minus. Minus, since you are owing one person 6 and you are owing another person 1. So how much are you owing altogether? You are owing what? 7. And that is exactly what you are having here. Minus 7n. So this satisfies. Now let's check again. Does this satisfy this also? Yes. Minus 6 times minus 1. The multiplication of this minus change to plus. Minus times minus will give us plus. So automatically we have this minus 6 and minus 1. So in place of this 7x, we're going to change it to what? So we now have 7x squared minus, we can use minus 6x minus x, which is the same thing as 1x, plus 6 equals to 0. So what do you do from here? We look at this, we take them together. What do you have in common? X squared and 6x, they have something in common. What is that they have in common? They have x. So bring it out. What is remaining? What will I multiply by x for me to have x squared is what is x. So we have minus. What will I multiply by x so that I will get 6x? It's going to be what? 6. So look at this, minus and plus. So I will take the what? The minus out. Okay? Minus is more powerful here. So take the minus out. So what do they have in common? They have something in common. There's 1 here. There's 1 here. That is 1, open bracket. So what will I multiply by minus 1 to give me x? So x minus 1 times x will give us what? Minus x. And then we'll go again. What will I multiply by minus 1 so that my answer will be what? Plus 6 is what is minus 6. Because minus times minus will give me what? Plus. And 1 times 6 will give us 6 equals to what? 0. So we're going to clean this off now. Good. So if you look at what you're having in the bracket, they are the same. X minus 6, x minus 6. So we take one of them, and then we take this x minus 1, open bracket, x minus 6 equals to 0. So this means that x minus 1 is equals to 0, or x minus 6 is equals to 0. So when you collect light time, this means that x is equals to what? 1. If this minus cross this sign and come this way, it turns to what? To plus. Or x equals to what? 6. So this is the answer to this question. This is the answer to this question. Now you can easily check. You can check to know if your answer is correct. If you should put this 6 here and put 6 here, your answer will be 0. If you put 6 here and put 6 here, replace the value of x by 6, you get 0. And if you also replace the value of x by 1, you also get what? 0. You can check to know if your answer is correct. It's very simple. Check and see that when you fix everything there, you're going to get 0. Okay? So this takes us now to question number 2. In question number 2, when we look at it, you find that the coefficient of y squared here is 6, unlike question number 1. So what will you do in this case? You remember in question number 1, we said our attention is on what? On minus 7s and this last number here. But this time, something different is going to happen. So what will we be focusing on? First thing, we're going to do what? Multiply 6y squared by minus 2. 6y squared times minus 2. 6y squared times minus 2. This will give us what? Minus 12y squared. Yes. So this minus 12y squared, this is where our attention will be. So you want to ask yourself, what two number or what are the factors of what? Of 12. Such that when you multiply them together, you will get what? Minus 12. And then when you add or subtract them, you will get what? Minus y. So our attention now will not be what? Your result when you multiply 6y squared by 2 and what you are having in the middle here. Unlike the first one that we'll be focusing on just what you have in the middle here and the last one here, this time, for us to get what we'll be focusing on, we have to first multiply the coefficient of this 6y squared. Since it's having 6 here, more than 1, we're going to multiply this by this. That's what we have done here. So our attention will now be what? On minus 12y squared and what? And minus y. So you ask yourself, what two number are we going to multiply now? Where the factors of 6 that comes to 12 that comes to my mind, we can think of 12 and 1, we can think of 6 and 2, we can think of 3 and 4. But in all this number, which of them do you think bring us close to minus 1? Yeah, we have what? 6. You can think of 6 and 1. You can think of let's say 6 and 2. 12 and 1. You can think of 6 and 2. 3 and 4. Now, if you look at these numbers we are having, all these are all factors. They are all two factors of what? Of 12. Yes, if we multiply this, we get 12. We get 12. But remember what we are looking for. We are looking for two numbers that when we multiply it together, we're going to get what? 12 first. And then when we subtract them or add them together, we're going to get what? 1. Because the coefficient of y here is 1. And then remember, you also bear the sign in mind. The sign we are talking of here is minus. So what comes to our mind here, or the number that is nearest that we can think of here, is what? 3 and 4. Yes, 3 and 4. 3 times 4 is what? Is 12. So what the next thing we'll now ask ourselves is, what will now be the sign? Remembering the sign, so we want to now consider the sign. Let's say minus. If I should put minus here, minus 3 minus 4. Will minus 3 minus 4 give me minus 1? Of course, the answer is no. Minus 3 means you are owing somebody 3 naira and you are owing another person 4 naira. That means you are owing 7 naira, which is minus 7. And this is minus 1. So we're going to do something to this sign. So what do you think? Can I say minus 1 plus 4 minus 1 plus 4 minus 3 plus 4 means you are owing somewhere 3 naira and you have 4 naira. So what will you do? If you pay the 3 naira you are owing, you will still be having 4 naira, you will still be having 1 naira. And you are having 1 naira means plus 1. Remember, the sign is what? Minus 1. So definitely this sign is not going to work. So what do you think? Okay, let's change it. Let's say this is plus 3 and then minus 4. So let's check again if it works. So this means you are having 3 naira and you are owing somebody 4 naira. So if you pay the 3 naira, what will now happen? You will still be owing the person 1 naira. That means you are still owing 1, which is what? Minus 1. Correct. So we're going to make do with this. So I can just fix my y now. Good. So plus 3y minus 4y will give me what? Minus y. And plus 3y times 4 minus 4y will give me what? Will give us what? Minus 12y squared. Plus times minus is minus. 3 times 4 is 12. Y times y is what? Y squared. So we're going to make do with this. We're going to use this. So in place of this minus y, I'm going to substitute this. Replace it with this. So let's go. That is what? 6y squared now. We have what? Plus 3y minus 4y minus 2 equals to 0. So I'm going to wipe this off now. So let's wipe this. You understand this now. You know what you have done here. So I'm going to clean this off now. Good. Good. Yeah. So we have this now. So what do you do now? We're going to take them 2 again. What do they have in common here? I can see 3y here. I can still see 3y here. Yes. 3y. So what will I multiply by 3y so that my answer will be 6y squared? Of course, it's going to be 2. Yeah, 3 times 2 is 6. So y now, I have y squared, so I have to add another y times y squared. That is good. Plus, what will I multiply by 3y so that my answer will be 3y? That is 1. Good. You have minus. So please, we take minus as usual. When you have minus and plus, always go for the what? Minus first. Then before we now think of what is going to happen in the bracket. Sorry. Now you ask yourself again, what do we have common here? We have minus 4y and minus 2. Something is common inside. That is what? 2. Can get 2 there. So what will I multiply by minus 2? So my answer will be what? Minus 4y. That is going to be what? 2y. So this is what? 2y minus 2 times 2 will give me minus 4y. So I have minus here. Remember, I will now ask myself, what will I multiply by minus 2? So that my answer will be what? Minus 2. That is going to be what? Plus 1. Yes, minus times plus is minus. 2 times 1 is 2 equals to 0. So this is the same. Look at the bracket. They are the same. So we're going to pick one of them. So this is what? 3y minus 2. We take one of the bracket now. 2y plus 1 equals to 0. So this means that 3y minus 2 is equals to 0, or 2y plus 1 is equals to 0. So what do you do? Collect like terms. 3y is equals to, when this plus cross comes down to this side, turns to what? To 2. Or 2y is equals to, this one come down, this it turns to what? Minus 1. So what do you do? Divide both sides by 3. Divide both sides by 3. So y is equals to what? 2 over 3, which is a proper fraction. So you can leave your answer like this. Or 2y divided by 2 is equals to what? Minus 1 over 2. So this cancel this. So y is equals to what? Minus 1 over 2. So therefore, you can conclude, therefore, y is equals to 2 over 3 or minus 1 over 2. And this is your answer. So it's very simple. I want to believe you enjoy what you have learned in our lesson today. If you enjoy the class, please don't forget to click the like button, share this video, and please, most of all, don't forget to share this with them, subscribe. Click on the subscription button there so that anytime we post new videos like this, you will get a notification. And remember, always practice. Mathematics, the key is practice. When you practice, I assure you, in no time, you will become a mathematician. Once again, thank you so much for visiting our channel today. Bye-bye. See you next time.